Hey folks, I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're finding your way through this maze that is the eczema healing journey. I wanted to bring you all an update on my own situation. The last video I made was about what I'm planning to do to heal, and I talked a bit about the 14-day deep kickstart cleanse, which a few of you over on the eczema healing community came along with me on that cleanse journey. So that was fantastic. It was so the best thing for me to do, not because it 100% healed my skin. I mean, it's looking heaps better now. This is the main area here that I've sort of been putting onto the progress videos that I'm making, and there's been a marked change through going through that process. All the sort of irritation that was behind the skin completely went. It reset the two main things I feel it reset: my taste buds and my stress levels. My sort of hormones were feeling like they were all over the place. I'm going to talk more about hormones in just a second when I talk about this thing, the Dutch test. But I just felt like everything was out of whack, and it reset my digestion for sure, but really reset taste buds, and I just feel like stress kind of evened out to a much more comfortable, manageable place. So what I'm left with now really is just some kind of discoloration and sort of a roughness. The skin hasn't gone back to, you probably can't even tell from looking at it, but it's not gone back to that real, well-hydrated, luscious, is that the word? I don't know. Just a really kind of well-hydrated feel to the skin. Smooth, clear, not a hint of any blemish to it, which is where it was just a few months ago. It's on its way back to that place. There's ups and downs, as we've talked a lot about on this channel, but I know it's headed in the right direction. I know I did the right thing to reset my gut, my digestion, and all that good stuff again. So in time, the discoloration and that roughness will also fade, and I will be back to firing on all cylinders and feeling really good about my skin again, hopefully in the not too distant future. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this video was a Dutch test, which is this thing here. And just to let you know as well, I am furthering my own study. I am studying something called FTN, which is Functional Diagnostic Nutrition, which is a deep dive look at all of the different facets that create metabolic chaos in the body. And metabolic chaos is a way, it's a paradigm, it's a way of thinking about all the dysfunctionality that may be going on in the body. Because we've talked a lot about diet and exercise and supplementation, probiotics, all of this natural healing stuff. And these are all solutions. These are all solutions to the problem that we have, and they're all great, and they're all very, very useful to many different types of eczema situations. However, what a lot of you don't do on your healing journeys is really figure out what your body is doing, what's actually happening deep within you at a hormonal level, do you really know what's going on with your cortisone, for example, your cortisol? Do you really know what's going on with your sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone? Do you know what's going on with your DHEA and how these things may be out of balance? And the more you know about what's going on at the hormonal level, which is what this Dutch test kit here is all about, the more you understand about that, the more targeted your approach can be. So as far as all the dietary stuff that we talk about, is all of that relevant? Absolutely it is. And I firmly stand by the whole foods plant-based way to reversing this condition that I've always spoken of. But it works very well as a generic approach. But I've certainly come into contact with one or two of you that need something more, and that's why I'm giving myself this training. So I'm going through the process myself. I'm doing all the tests there's about 5 of them in total. I'm going through all of these test procedures that I believe will unlock far more of the underlying metabolic chaos that is meaning that a lot of you are struggling with getting off your healing plateaus. In addition to the Dutch test, there's also the GI map test, which I'm going to be doing, and that looks a lot at your underlying causes that are more contained within the gut. So that looks at detoxification, which is really to do with liver function. It looks at oxidative stress, which comes from, well, it comes from daily life, but it also comes from years of living suboptimally. And also digestion, so looks at the epithelial cells and the function that's happening there, and that can lead you on to looking more in detail at leaky gut, gut pathogen testing, which I know a lot of you with eczema have done. So it is a deep a dive as possible. That's what FDN is. That's why I'm training and doing it. That's why I'm becoming a practitioner, so that I can bring something else to the table for the 5 or 10% of you that don't get the results that you're looking for when you go the more generic route. It's great that there are loads of helpful hints, tips and tricks of these tools that we can use, but remember, they are all solutions, and if your problem is next level, if you really can't figure it out, then this for me is the solution, I believe. And so I'm going to be offering services as an FTM practitioner, focusing on people with eczema, TSW, that are, let's say, level 2, rather than the level 1 people who just need to implement the dietary and lifestyle tips that we've talked about for years on this channel. So I will keep you posted about the Dutch tests. I will go through my results and what that actually means I'm going to do differently, if anything. It'll be really interesting to see what it says about me at a hormonal level, and I'm really looking forward to explaining a lot more in detail about what that's all about on this channel, and how I will be able to help you go through that same process and analyze your own results for the 5 or 10% of you that need to go to that next level. So that's it for today's video, just checking in really, giving you an update on how things have gone. The deep cleanse was fantastic. I'm going to be rolling that out again, so there's a few tweaks I'm going to make to the videos that I've made for that, and then put that up again, available for those of you who want to go in and do the 14-day kickstart deep cleanse. It is a great thing to do, because if you're on a plateau or you just want to get started in quite a big, significant way, then doing that sort of the cleanse process is an excellent way to do that. So that's it. You're free to go. I will see you in the next video.